Yes, I want to take you back to the terms of reference, which you said you weren't familiar with. If I can just read them out, and then maybe you'd like to comment on the fact that you weren't approached. The terms of reference for this review is to examine and consider the following in respect of the HCAE investigation. And there are 3 points. The first is the costs associated with personnel, to include overtime costs as well as accommodation, travel and subsistence, the costs associated with all external supplies and services, and the internal governance arrangements that existed within the State of Jersey Police to ensure effective management control and efficient use of resources. Now, those are quite clear. They're not terms of reference that say find out who done it. They're terms of reference to say we want to know what happened with these costs. So would you like to comment on the fact that you then were not asked to comment on the information they gathered?
Yes. I mean, I think it's absolutely bizarre that when they are given terms of reference to find out matters such as this, that they don't even contact the person who was probably responsible for making the vast majority of those decisions. I made most of the decisions in respect of the financial cost of the Hotel Garran investigation, and some of them were quite large expenditure items, like, for instance, the new incident room, which is probably the single most expensive item during the whole of the inquiry. Now, if they'd bothered to come and ask me, I would have told them how we went through the political procedures for that and got approval the whole way. And in actual fact, it was a member of the state's estates department which actually did all the work and which carried it through and got the approval for the finance. Now, I wasn't even asked about that, and how you can come to conclusions and decisions about the spending on an inquiry when you don't even ask the person who made most of the decisions, I just find it rather bizarre.
Thank you.
Okay. Go on. Yeah, Mr. Harper, Royal Harris here again. Can I follow that up? Giving the, shall we say, the benefit of the doubt to the arguments that have been put forward, who else do you think they should have gone to, or could they have gone to other people and said, well, these are the people who made the decisions, and Mr. Harper was very involved with the operational side. Who were the people alongside yourself who were taking the key financial decisions as this inquiry carried on?
Well, to be absolutely honest, I took practically all of the key financial decisions. The other person that they could have spoken to, because I was talking to him on a daily basis and who was aware of all of the expenditure, was Graham Power. Now, I can't be 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure that they didn't contact Graham Power either.
No, I think you're right there. But in terms of, Mr. Harper, in terms of Home Affairs, who were the key people that you went to who were giving you overall direction and guidance and so forth in the financial sphere?
Well, the truth of the matter is that I received very little guidance in respect of the financial affairs. When I did attend meetings, it was with Stephen Austin Gauthier and a woman, and I may have got the surname wrong here, but I think the head of finance. Certainly, it was she was known as. I'm not 100% sure about the surname, but I attended a number of meetings, but that was mainly to do with questions that were being asked of Mr. Austin Gauthier about specific things. For instance, the cost of the accommodation for visiting officers and the notorious Australian trip. In respect of the large items such as the new incident room, and I forget the exact cost of that, but as you can imagine, it was pretty hefty. That was done in a carefully audited, written procedure, which went through the, I think it was, went through Mr. McCourt, who was the properties representative from the States who worked alongside us, and he took it through Mr. Austin Gauthier, and then through Home Affairs and onwards to get approval for that. So the advice in respect of spending on a day-to-day basis on staff and everything else were all my decisions.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Harper, Deputy Pittman again. To follow on from Deputy Larissia, you've stated in your submission that the report totally misunderstands and represents a situation for the State of Jersey Police as it was at the time, in relation to management of the budget. Could you clarify this statement? And you seem to have stated, or given the impression that Mr. Power, for instance, was requesting a budget, but this was never actually given. It almost seems like a possible dereliction of someone taking control. Could you outline that and give us your thoughts?
Yes, absolutely. From day one, absolutely day one, Mr. Power was pleading for a budget for us to work to. But we kept getting told, look, you spend what you feel is operationally necessary, we'll sort it out later. Now, I'll not speak for Mr. Power because I already said that he was almost on a daily basis pleading for a budget, but I was very mindful of the huge cost of this inquiry, and we took extraordinary steps in respect of trying to get what services we could at either reduced or no cost. But also, when interviewed publicly in the media and I mentioned cost, I was immediately slapped down by Mr. Ogley in an email, who told me in no uncertain terms that I was letting the side down by even suggesting that cost was an issue, and by telling me, and I quote, cost is irrelevant. So we were trying to get a budget from day one, but we never ever had a budget that we were to work to.